Have you ever looked in the mirror and assumed that if your weight seemed normal, your health must be too? It's an easy conclusion to make because for decades we've been taught to judge health largely by what we can see. We celebrate the number on the scale when it goes down, worry when it goes up, and often believe that a slim appearance automatically means a healthy body. But modern science tells a much more interesting story. Some of the most important things affecting your long-term health are completely invisible. Not all body fat behaves the same way. The fat just beneath your skin, known as subcutaneous fat, is the kind you can pinch with your fingers. While carrying too much of it can certainly affect your health, it is generally less harmful than another type of fat that many people have never even heard of. This second type is called visceral fat, and unlike the fat you can see, it surrounds your internal organs deep inside your abdomen. It wraps itself around the liver, intestines, and other vital organs, quietly influencing the way your entire body functions without giving you obvious warning signs. What makes visceral fat so remarkable is that it isn't simply stored energy waiting to be used. Scientists now understand that it behaves almost like an active organ, constantly releasing chemical signals that communicate with the rest of your body. The problem is that many of these signals promote chronic, low-grade inflammation. Unlike the inflammation that helps you recover after an injury or fight an infection, this kind remains switched on for months or even years. Imagine your body's emergency alarm constantly ringing in the background. At first, you may hardly notice it, but over time, that continuous signal begins placing unnecessary strain on systems that were designed to protect you, not remain in a permanent state of alert. One of the most surprising discoveries is that visceral fat doesn't always reveal itself in the mirror. A person can appear relatively slim while still carrying unhealthy amounts of fat around the organs. At the same time, someone with a larger body may have comparatively little visceral fat and be metabolically healthier than expected. This is why health cannot be judged by appearance alone. The body is far more complex than the image staring back at us in the mirror. The encouraging news is that visceral fat also behaves differently from other body fat in one very important way. Because it is highly active, it is often among the first fat your body begins to reduce when you consistently send the right signals through movement, nutrition, sleep, and recovery. In other words, your body is not working against you. It is constantly responding to the lifestyle you create, one decision at a time. If visceral fat is hidden so deep inside the body, you might wonder how it affects the way you feel every day. The answer lies in the constant conversation taking place between your organs, your immune system, and your brain. Your body is communicating every second of every day using tiny chemical messengers that help regulate energy, appetite, metabolism, and countless other processes. When excessive visceral fat is present, many of these messages begin to change. Instead of sending signals that support balance, visceral fat releases substances that encourage chronic inflammation throughout the body. This doesn't usually create dramatic symptoms overnight. It develops quietly, almost unnoticed, which is why many experts sometimes describe it as a silent process. Over months and years, however, these constant inflammatory signals may interfere with the way your cells respond to insulin, the hormone responsible for helping glucose move from your bloodstream into your cells, where it can be used as energy. As your cells become less responsive, your body often compensates by producing more insulin, creating a cycle that makes it increasingly difficult to regulate blood sugar efficiently. For many people, this process first appears in ways that seem completely unrelated. You may feel unusually tired during the afternoon, struggle with persistent cravings for sugary foods, notice that your energy rises and crashes throughout the day, or feel hungry again soon after eating. While these symptoms can have many different causes, they illustrate how closely metabolism, hormones, and inflammation are connected. The body is an integrated system, and when one part is under constant stress, the effects rarely remain isolated. What makes this particularly fascinating is that visceral fat doesn't simply store calories. It actively influences the environment surrounding your organs, affecting systems involved in heart health, liver function, and overall metabolic well-being. Scientists have found strong associations between excess visceral fat and an increased risk of conditions such as type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and metabolic syndrome. This is one of the reasons why modern medicine has gradually shifted its focus away from body weight alone and toward overall metabolic health. The encouraging part is that your body is incredibly responsive to positive change. Even relatively small reductions in visceral fat have been associated with meaningful improvements in metabolic health. Your body doesn't expect perfection. It simply responds to the signals you repeat consistently. Every nourishing meal, every good night's sleep, every moment of movement, and every healthy habit becomes another message telling your body that the environment has changed and that it can begin changing too. Perhaps the most encouraging part of all this research is that your body is constantly trying to protect you. It isn't working against you or trying to make your life more difficult. Instead, it responds to the environment you create through your daily habits. One of the most effective ways to reduce visceral fat is surprisingly familiar. The same vigorous movement we've discussed in previous videos doesn't just strengthen your heart and muscles. It also helps improve the way your body uses energy and has been shown to reduce visceral fat even before dramatic changes appear on the scale. In other words, your body may already be becoming healthier long before your reflection begins to look different. This is an important reminder that progress isn't always visible, but that doesn't mean it isn't happening. Sleep plays an equally powerful role. During deep, restorative sleep, your body regulates hormones involved in hunger, metabolism, and recovery, while repairing tissues and preparing for the next day. Chronic sleep deprivation, on the other hand, places the body under continuous stress, making it more difficult to maintain healthy metabolic function. Add long-term psychological stress to the equation, and your body may begin storing more visceral fat as part of its survival response. This isn't a personal failure. It's biology doing exactly what it was designed to do under difficult circumstances. Nutrition completes the picture. A diet built around whole, minimally processed foods, rich in vegetables, fruit, lean protein, healthy fats, and fiber, provides your body with the nutrients it needs while helping regulate blood sugar and reducing unnecessary inflammation. Combined with regular movement, quality sleep, and stress management, these simple habits create an environment in which your body can gradually restore balance. No single meal or workout changes everything overnight, but the choices you repeat consistently become powerful instructions your biology understands. Perhaps that's the most important message to remember. Your health is shaped far less by occasional perfect days than by the small decisions you make again and again. Instead of asking whether your body is fighting against you, begin asking what signals you're sending it every day. More often than not, your body is simply responding to those signals with extraordinary intelligence. When you give it the conditions it was designed for, it has an incredible ability to heal, adapt, and become stronger over time. If you enjoyed today's video, please subscribe to Clever Girl Academy. In our next episode, we'll explore one of the most misunderstood topics in modern nutrition by looking at the daily foods.